My name is Paul Clayton, and I'm an advocate for the Clean Slate Act. I was born in the Bronx, New York, from two immigrant parents that came from Jamaica.
We were very close family.
Being first generation here in the States, they really taught us that, hey, it's gonna take education. If you want something, you go after it. Don't let anything hold you back. And so we really took that into everything that we did.
Being from a close-knit family, I also like to be in a team and like to help people in that squad. We're like a family on the football field. And my mind was not right. I didn't know what I wanted to do at the time. The kid that I was, I definitely was not disciplined or mentally prepared to what I was about to face when I went there. That's where things kind of went sideways, yeah. Looking back on it, it's something that probably goes further back, like into high school and moving to Florida. I was always a quiet person, so I was kind of different than other people. Not in a bad way, just, I was different, and I don't know if I was comfortable with that. So what I would do was try to fit in more than just be myself. I was definitely very impressionable at the time, and I think that was the beginning of it.
We were young high school kids, and that's the thing. You got high school students, 18, 19, who are young like us, who get sucked into that environment, and then they make that bad decision, and now their life is taken away from them for years.
I was 24, so in that span of time, it's not like I hadn't been just committing crimes, just in and out of jail all the time. So I didn't feel like I was a career offender. I felt like that was not me. It was a rough day. Worst part about it was, of course, the reaction of tears from your family, knowing that their son is about to go away for a long, long time.
I was shocked. It was unbelievable. I couldn't believe what had happened. Not even knowing that something was going on, much less to heard that he was charged with something. The whole family was very sad about it. It's take a toll on us.
My heart really dropped in my stomach for him when I first heard that he got the charges. And I just felt like, man, we just made a bad decision as young men.
The realization of 22 years was a challenging one. I think challenging for, obviously myself, challenging for the family. That one hit hard.
I was taking classes the whole time. My mom, my father, my brother, they would send me books. I'd order a lot of books, and I started to kind of build a more well-rounded way of thinking by attending all these classes and these religious services. And I just was interested in learning more about other people and other cultures. I think I learned a lot about, who I was. I learned a lot about my spiritual connection that I had with the Most High, and that I had to live to a higher standard of living, and that's how I live now.
A lot had changed. I mean, I believe he had transformed. He really had this peace and this calmness about him that allowed him to really elevate himself past what his situation was. He really was hopeful and was looking forward to this next chapter, right, of his life.
Paul had a plan of how soon he wanted to find a job, what kind of job he wanted to find. And so once he started applying and, he noticed like, okay, I'm not getting the job. Once they say, okay, we have to run the background check, they declined him or said, we can't offer you employment at this time.
You get so many no's, they start feeling like, hey man, I'm not even part of this society. I'm not even getting the opportunity to show that I can do this work.
He felt down, but I told him, you are not your past. You have forgiven yourself, and so what you're gonna do, you're gonna get back up and then you're gonna apply for another job.
My situation is definitely a unique situation. I say that because there are many that are incarcerated or who have come home who didn't have a family member or a wife to be able to lean on or to be able to get a lead for a job.
More than 500,000 people get out of prison every year in the United States, and about 50,000 of those are federal prisoners. On top of that, you have additional millions of people who end up getting misdemeanor convictions every year. And this creates a record that can be permanent. The effect of a record of conviction can be to limit your ability to get housing, to get education, to get employment opportunities, and to take care of their families, frankly.
It's almost as if you're not allowed to start over because every single job you go to, anything that you do, it's there. It's not as if they said, hey, but look at these successes that you had when you were in high school, and look at these successes that you had, when you were coming up, and look at your GPA, and look at all these things that were good. All of that's erased, but all the bad is still shown, right? And so I think that's part of the problem. Not having the ability to people to see your good, but all they see is your bad. And so how are you supposed to continue to progress forward when no one's allowing you to even take the step to go forward?
We have these people who have served their time, and now they're getting out and they need these basic things that everybody needs to survive. And we have this criminal record that's preventing them from doing that, which can ultimately contribute to a further cycle of law breaking. And so to the extent that our goal here is to reduce the rate at which people are breaking the law, saddling them with this criminal record is really just undermining that. If somebody hasn't been formally given a life sentence, it's just not fair for someone who has served their time to be saddled now with this criminal record that effectively serves as a penalty for the rest of their lives.
I want to have my record sealed. I deserve to have my record sealed. We're doing a disservice, I think, to these, these men and women and children, basically, that, made mistakes and don't have that support system, don't have resources in order to, to better themselves.
The Clean Slate program would allow for young men such as Paul and I who have been incarcerated to become entrepreneurs. It will allow for them to get out, prove themselves for a certain period of time, and then be able to have that clean slate to where nothing's stopping you from excelling from this point forward. Everybody makes mistakes. And you can't punish a person for one mistake for the rest of their life.
I am excited for the future. I feel that I'm blessed in a lot of ways. It's kind of my responsibility to give back to others, advocating for people who don't have a voice to advocate for themselves. I tell them that they're great. You may have made mistakes, but there's a greatness within you. If you live up to that greatness, that you can do anything that you want. You can really change the world, you can change lives, and know yourself and be confident in the things that you can do and be who you are, and that's good.
I would describe Paul today as excited about life and opportunities. I know he's trying to make up for lost time at times, but he's ahead of schedule.
He is an amazing man who is reformed, who came home and is taking the right steps and doing what he has to do to get his life back on track.
Paul is always trying to reach to the next level. I used to tell Paul, I say, hey, you know, whatever happened, you can't take it back. It's already happened, so you have to just look forward. And he did that.